Three simple steps to evaluate distressed properties. The first thing I used to do was I would look at the foundation. I would look at the foundation and see if it had any cracks that were larger than a nickel, about a quarter-inch wide. Once it started getting a little bigger than that, I knew it's gonna be some structural damage and we was gonna have some problems. Another step that I would use, I would look at the roof. That would be the next place. Either you can't have one without the other. I would look at the roof. If the roof had a fire, or if I went inside and looked up to the ceiling and all kind of water damage was up there, I knew that I had some bigger issues that I need to address. And so therefore I had to evaluate whether it was worth it or not for me to invest in that property. The next thing that we would do, we would go into the basement. I would go into the basement and I would look up at the beams to see if the beams had termite damage on them. If they had termite damage on them, I knew that was another cost that I need to evaluate and to see if it would be worth it. How bad the damage was, whether it was just a little bit of that, it's like sawdust. That's what it looks like. It's like sawdust. If it's just a little bit, or if it's major problems, then I might kind of stray away. Another thing I would look at was the breaker box. I'm looking at that breaker box to see if I'm gonna have to change it from the old version, the standard one with the screw-in fuses, or if I'm gonna go to a 110 or a 220 or whatever. I gotta take that into consideration. Then after that, I would go on into the plumbing. Usually with the plumbing, you could just take that out and go ahead and we used to do the copper plumbing, but now they got the other plumbing. I haven't did that yet. I got a couple more months and I'll be able to move and shake however I want to. That's why I'm coming alive and really starting to talk about what's going on, because I'm ready to put everything into action. After that, you also, another one that I came across, we had purchased a historical property and they had sealed it up with drywall. And so therefore, we couldn't see that it had fire damage, but we had a leak. We had a leak in we was down in Georgia and the house was in Ohio, and we had a leak. And when we came back and found out, it was mildew everywhere. So now that's another thing that I know that I must look for, is that fire damage, because it's trial and error that you're learning this. But it's not as hard as people make it seem. People will try to twist you up and cross you this way, that way, and make you think, oh, it's too complicated. It's trial and error, just like when you walk as a kid. If you fall down, you get back up. Just make sure that you kind of start off with a home instead of trying to go into commercial property, anything 5 units or better, because now you may not be able to recover from it. Another thing that I seen that was a big problem was the guys that work for me. They dragged their feet. They didn't do the work in a timely manner. And so now I did a lot of research, and you can put clauses into your contracts to where a person has to finish the job by a certain length of time that you agree upon. And if they don't, now money starts coming out of their pocket. That's an incentive to drive them and push them to work harder. So, now you're gonna have to get title searches, make sure you don't have any encumbrance on that title, and it's all kind of little things, but it's nothing too major. If you got you a decent realtor, go to a title company. When you walk up to a property, them the things that I said, look at. If you look at them and they intact, and always, you can't go wrong lowballing the offer. Now of course you want to make it to where you're not just killing somebody, taking their property from them, because what goes around comes around. But at the end of the day, I want the best deal as possible, because your money is made on the purchase of the property. How much you save when you look at that property and go from there. This is basically my area of expertise. What I did the most was the construction, the real estate, and fixing me and my wife's credit and stuff like that, So, hey, I hope this video can help you moving forward. Jump out there, you and a family member, or get your little group and work together and see if you can start investing in properties, because that's what this country is built upon. Business, real estate, and at this moment, I can't remember the second one, so I'll pull that up in a little bit and see. But thanks for your time. This our year. Let's get it.